Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Stacy Scott, and I'm here with Graham Wickham, President and CEO of Wickham Financial and Insurance Services. And we are back with our very first weekly wrap-up of the new year, 2022. Graham, what do you have for us today?
Hey, thanks, Stace. This is actually the wrap-up for 2021, right? That we delayed for 2022 because we got so much to cover. So, really, 2021 left us with a bang. It was an absolutely stellar year. We had the S&P up about 27%, the Dow was up about 18, we saw the Nasdaq up about 21%, and the Russell, which is small caps, up about 13%. It was really driven by really high earnings. Earnings year over year of about 45%. Now, that's the highest earnings growth rate since 2008. We also saw growth stocks really outperforming value stocks. Remember, we've been talking about that.
Yes.
We saw growth stocks outperform value by 31% compared to 22%. So a big outperformance for growth. And we saw international really underperform US in terms of performance. And we really saw, in generally, bonds underperforming stocks. Not unexpected. And as we get here to expectations, that'll be a theme that we think is going to continue to carry forward, stocks outperforming bonds. But the interesting thing is, on the previous calls and talking to our clients, we've been prefacing the Santa Claus rally. It's kind of window dressing for the market, if you might. 11 of the last 13 times, the first week is up about 11 of the last 13 times, and it's up an average of 1.6%. So we haven't finished out this week, even though I know we're into the first part of the week of 2022. And you know what? That script looks very similar to those previous periods. We had a very strong yesterday, a very strong today. We'll just have to see what the rest of the week looks like. For expectations for this year, it's not in stone, but I think we got to plan for more volatility, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we really only had maybe a 5-6% pullback. We've had 3 years of up almost 20% for the S&P index. So I think having some volatility, 5-10%, I hope we don't see more than that, but might not be unreasonable to plan for it to get more than a 10% pullback. It may be bought up pretty quick, but more volatility. I think the Fed's got to play a bigger role this year. They've already telegraphed that and said interest rates are probably going to increase this year, as well as the tapering. They're going to lower the bond buying to combat, with rising interest rates, to combat the high inflation at 6.8%. I think value has an opportunity to really outperform growth this year. I think the boring, dividend plays, the things that have really underperformed, financials, industrials, energy, the like, I think some of that stuff really has an opportunity to outperform. Look at these numbers. The S&P since 2009 is up 428%. The S&P growth component is up about 647%. But we only saw the S&P value component only up 246%. Still all great returns, but the value has really lagged the S&P or growth. So it could be a catch-up trade this year. I think that's what we feel is going to happen. And I think international, because of its slow to recover and it's gone back into some lockdown, so on and so forth with the COVID virus, I think has an opportunity to outperform US. And I think small caps, which we know underperformed the S&P, Dow, and Nasdaq. I think small caps have a really strong chance to outperform this year. So I think, to me, this year, dividends, boring, I think is the trade with more volatility, still stocks over bonds.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a lot to look forward to, and I'm sure all of our viewers are really anxiously awaiting to see how it all plays out. So thank you so much for that. And thank you to our viewers for watching with us today. And we look forward to seeing you again on our next weekly wrap up. But before we get into that, I also want to mention that we do have a retirement planning today class that is scheduled for the end of this month. Our first one of the year. We have a Tuesday class for January 24th 4th, and we have a Saturday class for January 29th. And it's a 2-week class, two multiple day class. So check those out on our website or give us a call and we'll be happy to give you more information about it. But it's a great way to start the new year by planning ahead.
Exactly. Thank you, Stacy.
Sure. Okay. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Have a great new year.